That tune, it's by DJ Real. Welcome to Blabbermouth. I'm Red Scott.
And I'm Phil Griffiths. Thank you for watching Blabbermouth, where comics play games, talk shit, and go home with absolutely no prizes. Red is back, no green, or he's got his green screen.
Yeah, no background. I'm actually here at the desk. I can lean my head on Phil's shoulder almost if he scoots over this way. I can't quite make it. Today's an exciting day. They said this would never happen. They said science says it's not possible. But Phil is 150 years old. Congratulations, Phil. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Very excited. You look not a day over 149. So happy to have you here. And I got you a gift, which is a green screen. I got you a green screen for me so that you can look professional and blurry next to me. I don't know what it is about me having a green screen, but it really points out how great my video is.
I know, it does. It's so sad. We have the exact same camera now, and I still look like shit. So it's great.
He does look worse than me. He does look worse than me in reality. So thanks to Queen of Blaze, by the way, hanging out in the chat early. Always respect that. Early chat squad. We're usually doing a setup before the show, so we'll see the chat messages come in, even though we can't really talk about it. What's up, EK Reese? Good to see you. God Eats Bagels, of course, here to wish him. God Eats Bagels, could you look up what 150 years ago was? I forgot to look that up before the show, which is just rude of me.
Yeah, ooh. How dare you?
Those are some fun noises. Whoever's riding to the show on the motorcycle, welcome. Glad to see you here. Do you have anything else we need to talk about, Phil?
No, we're trying to do Poker Friday, possibly. We don't know yet, so that's still kind of up in the air. So maybe we'll figure that out tonight, I guess. But if not, we're back every Monday, Wednesday. We're definitely figuring that out. And let us know. If you guys want, join our Discord and let us know in the chat what you want us to do.
More importantly, we have a great lineup of comics. Let's introduce our contestants.
Yep, our first comic, one of the greats of Blabbermouth. She is a co-host of Nightlife on Mars and will soon be starring in the HBO reboot of The Punisher, where she goes around town roasting people into good behavior with her puns. Please welcome Natasha Muse.
Hey, super excited to be here. This is, honestly, this is literally my second rodeo. So very excited to be here tonight.
That's hilarious.
Oh, I Queen of Blaze. I'm calling the game for Natasha right now. Ready.
Whoa.
Oh, wow. That's a big one up front. So, Natasha, welcome back. You are the resident of the week, which you maybe didn't know about to start, but you are. And so my question for you is, if you were a verbal superhero, what verbal superpower would you want?
What you mean? I can just say
however you want to.
Maybe, you know what would be great is if I could get a whole sentence out without saying or once. Just have a thought and then it comes out fully formed and it feels like maybe you read it in a book and people are just super impressed by the fact that I'm able to say something so eloquently that they believe whatever I say, regardless of whatever nonsense it is that I'm saying.
I like it. I want that.
Yeah. I went for real more than funny. Sorry.
Yeah, I know. It's okay. I probably wouldn't know what to do with either. So thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
I know we got Red's mom here, which is my mom in the chat, saying that Red's dad here is also here. In classic boomer style, they are sharing a username. You can hit them up. They got one email address, one real address. Why would you have two? That'd be weird. I did want to mention, I have really precariously hung my green screen behind me. In fact, will this fall down during the show? That's what I want to know. Will this fall down during the show that we are watching? Yes or no?
Yes.
That's the most exciting option. Also, apparently,
Since you're muted.
Let's see. No, people can hear me.
Oh no, yeah, you are muted.
Let's see. Oh no, when it was just my head, that's not gonna have any sound. That makes sense. I've got sound now, right?
Yeah.
All right. So here's the question: my green screen. Will it fall down during the show? That is what everybody wants to know. That is what I want you to tell me. Scotty Spagel says muted. You are muted just when you show your green screen. See, my mom makes it more specific, more actionable. That's how you know we're related.
That might have been your dad. You don't know.
That's a great point. They both use Red's mom here. Next up, he's been in Sketchfest all over the world performing for the troops and appeared in Felipe Esparza's What's Up Fool podcast. Welcome, Butch Escobar.
Hey.
Hey, Butch.
How's it going?
I'm doing well. How are you doing, man? You've been all over the place. You've been globetrotting since you got your vaccine.
Yes. As soon as I got my vaccine, I was like, let's do this. But actually, I went to El Paso right before I got it. And I was like, I'm going to get sick. And I didn't. But yeah, I've been all over. I've been having fun. Yeah, it's been a good ride. But you get to stay in fancy hotels and work at fancy theaters every once in a while, and then
nice.
You go back to an open mic, and you remember that you ain't shit. So It's fun.
All right. So, Butch, Broadway, they just announced this in New York City. I'm not sure if you're aware, is back this fall. One of the shows coming back is Jagged Little Pill, based on the Alanis Morissette album, to Broadway. If they made a Broadway musical based on what you, Butch Escobar, was listening to in 1995, what would that Broadway musical be?
Oh, God, dude, I'm really embarrassed to say this, but it's probably based off of a Green Day album. I'm pretty sure.
Yes. So they've already made a musical based on what you were listening to in 1995.
Yeah, it is like, yeah, if it's Dookie, then definitely, and I'm ashamed to say it. I'm definitely ashamed to say it. I wanted to say something cool like Rage Against the Machine, or, but I didn't discover them until way later.
No, yeah, it was American Idiot by Green Day was made into a Broadway musical.
That's about right.
Right. Thanks for being here, Butch.
Thanks.
All right, and our next comic is one of the co-hosts of the Mental Health Comedy Hour, which has a big show coming up on May 15th with Margaret Cho and Guy Branum. But please welcome the always delightful Wonder Dave.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. Really thriving inside this boudoir that I have cultivated for myself.
It does look like a fancy opium den. I'm not going to lie. I like it.
That's my vibe.
But thanks for joining us. So my question for you is, based on the music you were listening to in 1985, what Broadway musical is Butch starring in?
Oh, it's actually Jagged Little Pill. Shocker, but
Nice. That works out well. I want to see Butch in the movie theater. That's all I'm saying. So that's the scene I want to see.
I've seen
thanks
Butch
for
in the movie theater. It's a great scene.
Yeah, baby.
Okay, I'm done. No, I'm not. It's gonna happen all show. He said, "Be yourself," and that means sexually harass straight men. That's what being myself is. I'm so sorry.
I never get sexually harassed, so harass away.
Oh, Butch, I'm gonna yank that beard and do horrible things to you.
You know what, man?
All right,
I'm
thanks for joining us,
40-something years old. I'm into something. I could do something new.
All right, finally, a man who spent more time in a garage this pandemic than a 1970s tech company. The Steve Wozniak of comedy, a Blabbermouth favorite, Clay Newman. Welcome.
You just say that because I look like Seth Rogen.
All right, Clay, your Halloween costume last year was Thick Abby Hoffman, as featured in Aaron Sorkin's Oscar-nominated Trial of the Chicago 7. If you were to cosplay as a more substantive version of any character on Aaron Sorkin's West Wing, who would it be?
I've genuinely never seen West Wing, and so I'm just gonna guess who was an actor that I've known has played. Is Martin Sheen the president on that show?
Yes.
All right, not him. I don't have Martin Sheen vibes. Whoever was vice president, because I'm sure it was a man. I'm sure it wasn't progressive enough for like a woman vice president.
The vice president was an actor that he was actually featured very rarely in the show. But you could definitely play him. Great answer, especially having not seen the show. Thank you, Clay Newman, and thanks for being here.
I know there's walking and talking involved, and I'm here for it.
They are both happening. All right, that is all 4 of our contestants. That is enough blabbering. It is time for some mouth.
Yeah, our main game here is Punched Up, where comics write punchlines to joke setups provided by us. But before we can play that game, we need to give our comics some time to write those punchlines. So we'll play a warm-up game of the 2 of the comics, while the other 2 go into the Blabbermouth bubble to write their punchlines. So Butch and Natasha, we're going to put you 2 into the bubble first to write your punchlines that have been provided to you by our new writing staff, consisting of every single YouTuber there is. So lots of pranks going on in the writer's room. It's great.
So much drama.
Yeah, it's crazy.
There's a Twitch stream going on about what's going on in our writer's room, and it has 400,000 views.
More than our show. It's crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Well more. So Butch, here are your setups. You'll be writing punchlines to the following. Number 1, my doctor said I have a bad case of Tom Cruise because, ellipses. Number 2, I'm so old I remember when D's nuts meant, ellipses. Number 3, a naked woman led Arkansas police on a chase and was tackled by an officer. In her defense, ellipses. And finally, a 100-year-old, 240-pound fish was caught in the Detroit River. So take that, ellipses. Butch, it's been a while since you've been back on the show. How excited are you for those punchlines?
Man, this on the spot shit is never works out for me, man. But we're gonna give it another go.
That's all we can ask. We love it.
Are you? Yeah, never mind. I didn't write all that down.
Yeah, no, it's on. It was sent to you in your messenger. You got it.
Got it. Yeah. Oh, there it is. Nice.
All right, Natasha, you will be writing punchlines for these following setups. Number 1, I want to open a store that only sells ludicrous CDs and call it ellipses. 2, being married is a lot like changing diapers. Ellipses. 3, a woman gave birth prematurely on a flight to Hawaii. In keeping with tradition, ellipses. And 4, a Belgian farmer accidentally moved the French border by moving a stone in his field. The weird part is, ellipses. How do you feel about those setups, Natasha?
Well, I hung out with Ludacris in Hawaii once, and he took me to France where he made me change his diaper. So this is right in my wheelhouse.
All right, Natasha's already rolling. Okay, no, that's I crossed the song. There's a I crossed "Rolling" by Limp Bizkit with Ludacris. Anyway,
I'm glad I can't hear you.
They're in a bubble, so we're gonna play Wrong Answers Only, a game where I've picked up images from the internet. And Wonder Dave and Clay are going to respond to my questions about them with wrong answers only. We're going to start with Clay. All right, so Clay, I don't even know where to start with this image. What is happening?
Werner Herzog is getting desperate, and it's hard to watch. We already watched him talk about a man getting mauled by a grizzly. Honestly, I don't think he would do any better. I think he's better behind the camera, not on it, and he was terrible in Star Wars.
Why do they have a bus, though?
I mean, you can't drive a bear around in a truck. That's rude. That's rude.
That is a great point.
That's a good way to slow things down.
All right, Wonder Dave. This cheerleading squad cheers for what team and is known as what?
They are the Montana Ice Pickers, and they cheer for competitive climbing. Thank you.
I've never had somebody use the strategy of saying thank you to say no follow-up questions. My joke is complete. Going back to Clay. What is the plot of this 1980s film starring Eddie Murphy?
Well, this is the new Spike Jonze joint where he just got really into old people being in Vietnam for some reason. So he's just having even older black soldiers in Vietnam. This one got lost and apparently wound up in the Middle East somewhere, but it's still a pretty fun picture.
Oh my God.
What country would you say the flags they're waving are in the Middle East? If you had to,
I guess it's Nigeria in the Middle East. Honestly, I don't know what flag that is. That's It's very small on my screen.
If you say that the Middle East extends, across all latitudes, like just like from the North Pole to the South Pole, there's a very narrow possibility that this might qualify as the Middle East.
We're all the Middle East to something. Like as far as the Bahamas go, I'd say California's in the Middle East of the globe.
When it comes to the city of New York, I'm probably in the Middle East part of it.
Oh, that's Jamaica, isn't it? Okay, that makes more sense.
All right, Wonder Dave, what is this little girl reacting to?
The travesties of humankind, mostly, I assume. That's what's happening in this juncture.
Very existential.
Thank you. But specifically, she is pissed off that she did not get hired for that driving position, which she has applied for at least 5 times, mostly because of sexism. Thank you.
Wonder Dave, you're welcome. Clay.
Yes.
What kind of boxing is this?
This is what happens when those kind of reality shows where you got the undercover boss. This is what happens when people know that this is their boss. Like just on a fun recreation day with the guys in the warehouse, and they're like, just let Jim win. He's going to fire you if you don't.
That is correct. All right, Wonder Dave, what play are they viewing?
Jagged Little Pill.
That is correct. You're welcome. All right, Clay, why are these 3 people wearing white suits?
I don't know if you've performed comedy recently, but there's not enough really done. Like some comics just sort of spray the microphone a little bit and pass it over. I'm not comfortable enough. And frankly, I've gained too much weight in the quarantine to not wear a white jumpsuit.
So is this a green room of some type?
This is, yeah, just as you can tell, comics are just on their phones, not paying attention to each other.
So what is the guy on the left saying to the other 2 in the back of the truck?
Can you see the light with your mask? Because you ran it last time. I'm not trying to be accusatory because you might have not seen it. You do that sometimes, but you did. Okay, great. I'm going to go back to texting.
All right, and I think finally, Wonder Dave, why did these sheep cross the road?
Why did these sheep cross the road? Because they ran into an electric fence on one side and realized that life is just a series of oppressive events when you're a sheep, and you might as well just go back to your grazing spot and live comfortably forever.
I'm going to toss this one over to Clay to see if you have another answer.
Oh.
Why did these sheep cross the road?
I mean,
Clay.
Eventually, Lord of the Rings is going to run out of enemies. You got to have something in New Zealand, and there's only so many orcs you could throw into. So this is the great sheep attack of Mordor.
And also, Clay Newman Comedy in the chat apologized for saying Spike Lee when he meant Spike Jonze.
There's 2 fucking Spikes. Why does there need to be? Why can't he just be?
I agree with you. Also, once one celebrity takes a first name, you have to pick a different one. That's how it works.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, Butch and Natasha, your time in the bubble is up. Butch, since you are so excited to get that first breath of fresh air after writing 4 new closers, how do you feel about your punchlines, Butch?
Like I was like hoping for more time.
On a scale from 1 to 4, how many punchlines have you written down?
3, okay? 3, but let me just tell you right now, it was like, all right, we're gonna like skeleton crew all of them, and then we'll fill them in later. But these are the first things. You guys are like I don't know, your whole preamble before we come online isn't even fair, because it's like, hey, don't go for the low-hanging fruit.
Right.
I'm low-hanging fruit.
It's like we say, be artistes. Really push yourself. Try and find the next level.
Yeah, I'm not really a comic. Surprise.
All right, Natasha. You've clearly used these last
Yeah,
15 seconds while I was interacting with Butch to keep writing. How do you feel about your punchlines?
Also, I going on what you guys were talking about earlier. I mean, Dave Chappelle and Dave LaChapelle, they're two different people.
That's not true. Don't lie to the people.
Yeah, it is, and it's very upsetting.
It's very.
I was like, this person's very talented.
I assume one of them is just Dave Chappelle with a beret, laughing like, "Gong!"
Yeah, and the cigarettes he smokes are French.
Yes.
I was gonna say he hand rolls them, but I think that's what Dave Chappelle does anyway.
So,
yeah.
Maybe he doesn't. He's a contrarian in France.
Oh,
Or maybe he goes even more prestigious and he has like one of those pipes that looks like a tuba.
right. Tuba pipes.
Tuba pipes.
Good old fashioned.
I'm pretty sure that's what they're called.
Pack my tuba and have a good time.
I see those everywhere. They're everywhere.
I mean, yeah, in your childhood. Those are very common.
Yeah. Oh, in Phil's childhood?
Yeah.
Yeah, like 120 years ago, maybe. But
Yeah.
Good old-fashioned tuba pipes. Hey, Tom, what's your favorite brand of tuba pipe? Anyway, Phil, do you have setups for Wonderful Dave and Clay Newman?
Yes. So let's see. Clay, you're going to be writing punchlines to the following setups. Number 1, I like my sex like I like my Uber drivers. Ellipses. Number 2, high school for me was like the 4th of July. Ellipses. Number 3, a Japanese town spent its COVID-19 funds on a huge squid statue. Locals say, ellipses. And finally, a cult leader was found mummified and wrapped in Christmas lights in a Colorado home, which is strange because, ellipses. So how do you feel? It looks like you're filming a noir movie there. How does that feel for these punchlines?
It's dark and vague if I'm feeling a noir movie.
Nice. I like it.
All right, Dave, you will be writing punchlines to these following setups. Number 1, I call my bedroom the NFL draft because, ellipses. 2, have you ever tried Cinco de Mayoing? That's when you, ellipses. 3, snow days have been canceled at New York City public schools. Instead, kids will, ellipses. And finally, a study found men who wear Ralph Lauren polo shirts are more likely to cheat. You can read all about it in ellipses. How do you feel about those setups, Dave?
Right.
That was the level of enthusiasm I expect from a man in front of a velvet curtain named Wonderful. All right, Clay and Wonderful, you guys are in the bubble now as we play Explain This with Butch and Natasha. And Explain This, I have pulled items off of their social media feeds that I feel need extrapolation or expansion or another word that starts with E. All right.
Elaboration.
Ooh, I like it. Yeah, you should host this show. All right, next up. From May 1st, I'm vaxxed, waxed, and paid my tax. Got stacks of racks to fill my sacks with brand new slacks and snacks like packs of Cracker Jacks. But facts are faxed, and I'm off track. Got too much shit like ducks got quacks. Still, I'm chill and max relaxed like babies lying on their backs. What was the inspiration for this, Natasha?
Because I don't know if you guys have been on Twitter, but every time someone gets a vaccine, they go, I'm vaxxed and waxed and ready to do this and that. And then I just was like, I want to write those words too, but I want to keep going.
And that you did. I had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun reading that. Oh, you were loopy from what?
I was loopy from my second shot. And I was like, so I spent like, a few minutes working on that. I enjoyed doing it. And it's fun to read out loud.
It's very fun to read out loud. I'd only read it in my head up until now. And frankly, that was a mistake.
I enjoyed listening to you recite it.
Thank you. All right, Butch.
Yes.
This is from your Instagram. Why are you standing in front of this white dude?
Because he freed black people in America, and then that's the Lincoln Memorial. And I've always wanted to visit the Lincoln Memorial my whole life. Ever since I was like a little kid, I remember seeing this huge statue, and my dad would talk about it. So there I am, fulfilling a bucket list, I guess.
With your dad.
Call it. No, that's Felipe Esparza.
Oh,
And he took me to DC. He hit me up and he was like, "What's up, fool? You want to go to DC?"
so he hasn't
And
told you you're his son yet.
No, no, not yet. I don't know if my mom would. My mom might have fucked Felipe. Who knows? Who knows?
All right, at Natasha Muse again. The worst thing about San Francisco Exodus will be the coming San Francisco Leviticus. Do you have any other San Francisco related books of the Bible?
This is such a stupid joke, and people seem to read so much into it. It felt like such a paint by numbers joke. I was literally like, what book in the Bible is after Exodus? Google. Oh, okay. It was like a Mad Libs kind of a joke.
If you've read Leviticus, which I actually did as an American teenager, that is a boring ass chapter. So this is
the rules one, right?
Yeah, it's there's like census elements in it. It's the dumbest thing in the whole Bible.
Why did you read it?
What? I was just like, apparently this is real and determines my whole life. I should probably go through it once. So I started at the front cover and was like, let's do this.
And because Red was the coolest kid in San Jose.
Hell yeah.
There's so much that makes sense now.
Yeah.
I get it.
But people were just talking, like there was just like a flurry of articles about the San Francisco Exodus, and I just thought that would be funny.
Oh, man, this is funnier than you wrote. Anyway, all right. Butch Escobar.
Well, I mean, I get that. It wasn't like, if it was not... I also like I did the paint by numbers thing, but then I also like made sure that like it made sense.
But it wasn't like a poppin' book in the Bible.
Yeah.
Yeah. It
I
wasn't
don't know what that means.
Wasn't like
yes, and
John or Paul. Anyway, so
yeah,
Butch.
Right.
Yes.
This is April 4th.
Yes. I hate Easter. I hate Easter with all my... Ever since I was a little kid, it was the dumbest fucking holiday. Like, even as a little kid, like, here's the thing, man. Here's what I do not get about children, ever. You actually think... You've never seen a fucking large bunny in your life. You actually think one exists, comes in your house, leaves fucking shit everywhere, and takes off. Dude, if you see one of these things in real life, you'd be fucking mortified.
Yeah.
And so I've always thought about that. I'd be like, I'd hate to see the Easter bunny.
Like,
I mean,
those look exactly like kangaroos. Those are kangaroos that are drawn.
Yeah.
There.
Well, I mean, it's probably what it is, but you know, it's a funny meme. It's a good meme.
It's a good meme.
It is. You can see more like that from.
I toned this one down for my Catholic family. I used to have one that I posted every year where it was the bunny rabbit like squeezing out eggs of Jesus, and there was like blood and like afterbirth all over the eggs, and so this is 40.
Weirdly, I feel like that wrapped around 360 degrees to almost Catholic again.
Yeah, well,
it's like these bunnies laid these eggs for your sins.
I hate that fucking holiday.
All right, Natasha Muse. Want to feel old? It's grandmom's spaghetti now.
That's I mean, what am I doing? Am I explaining the joke? Or...
You know what? I think that's enough. All right, Butch.
Yeah, that's too much.
Tell me about this bread.
Oh, that's today. I made bread today, man. I finally.
Oh, nice.
I've spent the whole pandemic making bread, and I finally got that's me going, look at the texture. Look at how beautiful I made this motherfucking bread.
All right.
And I know nobody cares, but bread's one of those things you get what you pay for. I make good bread.
And finally, I do need an explanation for this one, Natasha. This is April 30th. I'm cisgender.
Nice.
Yeah, it's like, people say they're cisgender or they're trans, right?
Okay.
But so this sounds like cisgender.
Right.
But like sus is like the new word for like somebody being suspect or suspicious. So
you're suspicious gender?
I'm like cisgender.
I love it.
All right. Let's pull Dave and Clay out from the bubble. Wonderful, Dave. It was your very first time in the Blabbermouth bubble. How did you feel about your time?
It was fun. I liked it. I love being in a bubble. I love being in a contained space.
Excellent. Clay, you've been here many times. How do you feel about your punchlines?
I feel like one of them would make me sad if it lost, and I'm all right with the rest of them losing.
So you do have favorites.
Yeah.
All right. All 4 comics have written their punchlines, so let's see who's got the best ones and play Punched Up. Each comic has written 4 punchlines to the Blabbermouth writing staff's bad setups, and now they will go head to head, and you will vote for the best joke. I don't normally point at the camera. That was terrifying. All right.
Oh, that looked cool.
Also, our writing staff here at Blabbermouth hold comedic catchphrases in very high regard. So to honor the classic catchphrases such as "you might be a redneck" or "hamburger," our staff has given each of you a court-appointed catchphrase of your very own. So we ask the comics to lean in on those and perform them to their fullest after saying their punchlines.
All right. You got somewhere to be, Phil? Jeez. Read going through that a little quick. All right. So round 1, we are starting off with Natasha versus Clay in these classic joke setups. So, Natasha, tell me about your new business idea.
Yeah, I want to open a store that only sells ludicrous CDs and call it. Are you ready for this rollout, you guys? I'm going to call it "What's Your Fantasy D?" Guys, listen, this is literally my second rodeo.
That is a delight, and I appreciate that you got 2.
Yeah,
you snuck this second song name in there with rollout. All right. Clay, how do you like your sex?
I like my sex like I like my Uber drivers. Poorly vetted and willing to work for cheap. Does that make you frisky?
No, it does not, but let's see if the audience feels that way.
All right, so now the punchline battle on will be voted by you, our chat audience here on Twitch. If you're logged in, you can vote for which comic you thought had the funnier joke. In this case, it's going to be 1 for Natasha and her I want to open a store that only sells ludicrous CDs, or 2 for Clay and his I like my sex like I like my Uber drivers. So 1 for Natasha, 2 for Clay. Get your votes in now. As always, don't forget, if you're a subscriber on the show, your count votes for 3 times
3
more
times.
3 times.
Triple multiplier.
You're a subscriber.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if you're a subscriber.
If you sub.
Look at this. Fucking highway robbery.
It's a tie.
Well, thanks for giving me hope for a little bit, y'all.
I forgot about Natasha's deep fetish for tires from Monday. All right, we are coming down to it. Come on, people, vote. Votes.
Tie.
Phil, did you just vote to make it back to a tie? What's going on?
We count. My mom voted one way, I went the other. Who knew?
Coming down to it. 5 seconds. 4 seconds.
Can't do this. No,
3
we're gonna
seconds.
wait. I'm not doing this again.
2 for Clay. 1 for Natasha.
Somebody vote. I hate math. Don't make me do division. Come on. Somebody vote.
And that's an even 50-50 split. Natasha and Clay, they said, C, at the last second. I appreciate it, C. Thank you for joining us. And that would have been a triple vote, too. That would have been impossible to stop. I'm sorry, C. We'll give you a personal heads up next time. All right, 50-50. Nobody won. Everybody tied. That means they will split the single point, and they each get 1/2 of 1 point. A very, very simple fraction. Phil will be working on that going forward. All right, next up we got Butch versus Dave. So, Butch,
Okay.
how'd your doctor's visit go?
Well, my doctor said that I have a case of the Tom Cruises, because I'm constantly looking in the mirror going, "You are a man! You are a man! You're a man!"
Catchphrase?
It's funny. It's funnier in my. Now watch my. Now watch my ass clap.
I did not expect that. I did not make that noise. That came from Butch's.
I love it.
All right, Dave, What do you call your bedroom?
I call my bedroom the NFL draft because the men are very large, yet surprisingly athletic. Who wants a hot dog?
All right, chat. Now you get to vote. Get your votes in now. 1 for Butch and his doctor said he had a bad case of Tom Cruise, or 2 for Dave and his I call my bedroom the NFL draft. 1 for Butch, 2 for Dave.
C got her vote in early this time. I like it.
Yeah.
Hey, look, there's 66 to 33. There's no way this could even add. There's no way this ends in a tie. I feel good about this
Yeah,
one.
I don't think so either.
Subscriber voted. Saw that swing. This is a crazy round.
Oh,
exciting.
wow.
Whoa, yeah.
Big guy Ruiz getting the votes in.
What's up, Ruiz?
Go, Dave.
All right.
Go, Dave.
No, still tied.
Oh,
This is
fuck's sake.
Gonna be on.
All right, coming down to it.
Nice.
5 seconds.
damn it.
4 seconds.
There it is.
3 seconds.
Come on.
2 for Dave.
Hate
1
me.
for Butch.
Wait, we have another count somewhere, don't we?
We do. And there we go. That is a tie. A perfect tie.
Wow,
2 rounds in
they
a row.
love us
Never.
both, Dave.
Oh,
They
Davina,
love
you
us
just
both.
missed. Just
Chad,
missed
you
the
were
vote.
disappointing me. I am disappointed in chat. This is not.
I also, every time I go back to the chat, I can't even vote for myself because it's like, we just sent an email to your Hotmail account. Log in with the code we sent you. I'm like, go fuck yourself.
That's like, I mean, your Hotmail account is the equivalent of the beginning of that Douglas Adams novel. I can think of so many things about it except for the name. Hitchhiker's Guide.
Guys, guy.
Where it's like, down the stairs next to the tiger, in the locker, in the dark. Hotmail. All ties, all night, baby. Oh, wow. We'll see. We'll see about that.
No
Godric
way.
eats bagels. All right. Next up, we got Clay versus Butch. Clay, what was high school like for you?
High school for me was like the 4th of July because all it prepared me for was getting fired from works. Does that make you feel frisky?
Kirk
Good
H.
job.
Kirk H suggests we do 2 points per win and then 1 point per tie, but I feel like you're not realizing that that would be half of 2. And how's Phil going to figure that out? All right. All right. So,
Think about that, Kirk H. I don't think so.
all right, Butch, how old are you?
I'm so old. I remember when D's nuts meant, would you like to hang out sometime? Now watch my ass clap. Yeah.
I
remember when that was a thing.
Changes every time.
Would you like to go on a date?
All right. Get your votes in. Please, somebody vote in chat now. Not equal
wait.
amounts of you.
Oh, wait.
That
There
was
has to be an
Clay.
odd number of you
That's
voting.
wrong.
Wait. There you go. All right. Vote again. Sorry.
Oh, shit.
One
See
for Clay.
Sia and Kirk H. Vote again. Maybe Butch. I forget. You can vote again. It'll only get the right one. There we go.
All right. 1 for Clay. High school for me was like 4th of July. 2 for Butch. I'm so old, and he has these nuts.
What's that?
Telling me I can't send a duplicate.
I don't call Twitch support.
It's saying you can't do a duplicate message. That's, dude, how many people?
Well, type something else, then type your number.
Depends how many you're sending. Yeah.
Ah, there it is.
There you go.
All right.
Call Jeff Bezos. He'll
I
help
was
you.
about to rage right now. I was about to run a fucking Trump-style fucking cheating scandal campaign against Clay.
All right. We're coming down to it. 5 seconds. 4 seconds. Clay has a slight lead. 3 seconds.
No!
2 seconds.
Yes.
2 for
perfect
Butch.
timing.
1 for Clay. Our first non-tie of the show. Clay
Congratulations.
pulled it off 57.1%.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. All right,
I voted
congratulations,
for
Seth.
Clay. I voted for Clay on
You did do
accident.
that. You did do
You
that.
had me as one earlier, didn't you?
And then I switched it. Yeah. That's part of the game. You got to be playing 100% of the time.
Gotta be quick. Red doesn't mess around.
Fucking dude, it's Cinco de Mayo. Give me a fucking break.
Part of the game is getting your paperwork filled out correctly.
I did have everything filled out correct.
All right. Now we're going Dave versus Natasha, also known as Natasha versus Dave. All right. Dave, tell me about Cinco de Mayoing.
Have you ever tried Cinco de Mayoing? That's when you cover Chad Ocho Cinco in mayo and lick it off. Who wants a hot dog covered in mayo?
Genuinely love that you pulled Chad Ocho Cinco's name. Very excited. All right, Natasha, what's being married like?
Well, Red, being married is a lot like changing diapers. It's better in the long run if you take off your pants first. But it doesn't matter how much you wash your hands, people can always smell it on you. Guys, listen, this is literally my second rodeo.
All right, get your votes in, chat. This time you're voting 1 for Dave and his Have You Ever Tried Cinco de Mayoing, not Ocho Cincoing, Cinco de Mayoing, or Natasha's being married is a lot like changing diapers. 1 for Dave, 2 for Natasha. Get your votes in.
Like maybe I should have just chosen one of the punchlines and not tried to double it up.
No, I'm still. I think a good strategy is if you save the second punchline for while people are voting.
Yeah. Yeah, that works too.
Remember that.
Butch, do you have like a green glow snap thing on your head? What is that?
It's my headphones. It's the color of my headphones.
Oh,
This is the leather on the front.
It's gamer gear.
Yeah, it's gamer gear. You know, I have my own Twitch channel. Hey, everybody, check out my Twitch channel right after the Blabbermouth.
You sound real professional.
Yeah.
There you go.
You sound like you're really we're on Twitch right there.
Yeah. See how I do it? I changed my voice up a little bit. Like
That's your Twitch
old
voice.
days. Yeah, it's my Twitch. It's my Twitch announcing.
I got my YouTube voice. It's like, don't forget to like and subscribe.
I have a hamburger voice that I go into every once in a while. I don't know if you catch it, but sometimes I do a hamburger voice. So
Interesting.
Do you have an example?
Yeah, let's hear it.
hamburger.
Fuck.
All right, 5 seconds.
Sometimes different.
4 seconds. 3 seconds.
I felt the hair on
2
the
for
back
Natasha.
of my neck. On that
1 for Dave. Natasha was 60%, which she considers not a win because it's not a tie. Yet she did win. All right. Well, that brings us to the end of the first round, which means fractions be damned. We need to know where we stand. Where do we stand, Phil?
Yeah, we stand with the audience really trying to screw me up. So I appreciate that. We basically 2 first matchups were a wash, but everyone got a half a point there. So Dave and Butch are tied with half a point. And then Natasha and Clay they won their rounds or their matchups. So they have a point each. So it's a point and a half for Natasha and Clay. They're tied for first.
Who wants a hot dog?
I'm really enjoying the delivery on that.
Yeah.
All right.
Really good.
We have got more jokes. Only difference is from this side of the screen. And a round we're going to call round 2. We're doing monologue jokes this time, and we're going to start off with Clay versus Wonderful. Clay, tell me about this town in Japan.
This town in Japan spent its COVID-19 funds on a huge squid statue. Locals say, yeah, the squids could kill the bats, but then we need wolves to kill the squids, and then we have to have sharks to kill the wolves. And what the fuck are we going to do with all those sharks? Does that make you feel frisky?
It does a little bit. Also, in the Aaron Sorkin universe, it was a plot in Studio 60, which I enjoyed a lot. All right. Dave, what were you saying about snow days?
Oh, snow days have been canceled in New York City public schools. Instead, kids will get a chance to work on their TikTok presences, actually. That's just what they do now. It's a real fun time. Who wants a hot dog? I'm throwing hot dogs to the audience. That's what I do on my late night show.
Get your votes in now, chat. 1 for Clay and his big squid, or 2 for Dave and his huge hot dogs that he's throwing out. 1 for Clay, 2 for Dave.
It's a good time. My alternate joke was they're going to replace the salt trucks and snowplows with children to build character. That was the other choice.
I would have kept going, but I really fought in my head whether or not a whale could take on a shark. Like, I think shark's top. Maybe whale could win if they get it at the surface. I had too hard of a time deciding, so I just stopped at shark.
They could swallow one whole, probably, right?
Yeah, but it'd be rough.
It'd be a tough swallow.
Yeah.
Dolphins can murder sharks. I know that. They're a fan of doing it.
Oh.
They batter them back and forth until they're dead.
Man,
Yeah, they hit them with their nose.
Broken bottlenose dolphins coming at you, just stab you right in the chin.
They break their nose on a rock and then they go. They're like, oh yeah.
All right, this vote is coming to an end. Get your vote in. Get your vote in. It is currently tied, people, and that is a suboptimal situation.
Not again.
We have got 5 seconds. We have got 4 seconds. We have got 3 seconds. You can vote 2 for Dave. You can vote 1 for Clay.
God damn it, Ruiz.
And there we go. Perfect tie. Clay and Dave.
Big guy Ruiz.
Nice one, big guy Ruiz. All right. Perfect tie, Clay and Dave. Moving on to our next matchup between Butch and Natasha. We got a left side of the screen battle.
Wait a minute, I thought we were teams.
That's one way to look at it. All right, so Butch, you were talking about a naked woman earlier?
I was so happy she was on my team because I was like, I didn't have to worry. Ah, man.
Butch, you've done this show before.
I know, but I forget. I smoke weed. Naked dude. Earlier, did you hear today? A naked woman led Arkansas police on a chase and was tackled by an officer. In her defense, though, he was off duty, and Ma never liked being naked around any of her children, especially Bubba, because he had a baton and a gun. That's as good as I could do, man. I'm sorry, dude. I went for the real low hanging fruit on that one.
Catchphrase?
Let me get there, dude. Shit. Now watch my ass clap. Yeah.
All right, Natasha.
What's up?
Real harrowing story you weren't mentioning? What happened?
Oh yeah, this woman, she gave birth prematurely on a flight to Hawaii. In keeping with tradition, the co-pilot cut the umbilical cord and the pilot ate the placenta.
That's Hawaiian Airlines, I think.
Why? Yeah, guys, listen. This is literally my second rodeo.
All right, so now you get to vote. 1 for Butch and his
placenta.
Naked woman running around, or 2 for Natasha and the baby being born on the plane. 1 for
That was
Butch.
the same woman. That's the crazy part in both those jokes. She had a rough day.
Listen, I'd be trying to. I wouldn't bother putting my clothes either if I was going to Hawaii and I was 8.5 months pregnant.
The airline charged the lady an additional seat. That's the tragic part.
Don't give birth halfway through a Spirit Airlines flight.
Mm-hmm. They upcharged her for the bottle of water.
And fined her. It didn't have a mask on, so they fined her for that.
They fined
10 pounds and 2 ounces, which is actually too big for the overhead.
Made her throw the baby away.
Oh no!
Sorry, you're gonna have to put that under the seat.
All right, we are coming down to it. Get your votes in, chat. Chatty chat. Get your votes in. Remember, if you sub, your votes count for triple, making you 3 times as powerful as the average human being on the internet. We got 5 seconds. We got 4 seconds. We got 2 for Natasha. We got 1 for Butch. coming down to it.
Oh,
Did not tie. I love it. Me and Phil, 53.8%. Phil just mad voting against Natasha because he's so mad that she's trying to get more ties on the board.
I just voted for whoever I think I can press that they'll vote for.
Yeah, you know, Phil, you could probably put an end to this right now if you subscribed.
I did. I am a subscriber.
All right. 53.8%. Well done. Let me see. Now I'm double checking. Let's see. Yeah. All right. So next up, we've got Dave versus Butch. All right. So, Dave, tell me about this study, this literature.
Yeah, there was a study recently that men who wear Ralph Lauren polo shirts are more likely to cheat. You can read all about it in Cat Fancy magazine. That's where you can read about it in Cat Fancy. That was the third joke I wrote. Everyone know that was the third option. Ooh, and not a good one, apparently. Who wants a hot dog?
All right, Butch.
Oh God!
I know you're friends with Phil. I know you love old things. What was this old thing you were talking about?
This dude is 100-year-old, 240-pound fish was caught in the Detroit River. 100-year-old fish. So take that, Betty White. That's the best. That's all. It's low hanging fruit. I know. I'll come back.
Fish is low hanging fruit.
Yeah. I was like 100. I read this and I go, did they really give this fucking joke to me? These fucking agents of chaos, these saboteurs. They're like, let's watch Butch squirm talking about 100-year-old, 240-pound fucking fish. Let's just watch him fucking lose his mind. And I'm going to be up all night now. Thank you.
Do you have a catchphrase?
Yeah. Oh, catchphrase. Yeah. Now watch my ass clap. Oh God, I'm gonna go hang myself after this. I'm gonna hang myself.
We'll give you that. We'll give you that catchphrase next time.
That's fair. I'm gonna hang myself.
Watch my ass clap as I hang myself.
Oh. All right.
You guys get to vote on this. It's one for Dave, and his study found Ralph Lauren polos are for cheaters, or two for Butch and his 100-year-old fish. Still doesn't make a
Clay
good
gave
vote.
me a sympathy vote.
One for Dave, two for Butch.
What? My other magazine options, in case anyone was curious, were Us Weekly, Italian Vogue, and That Cheating Motherfucker Monthly. I think I should have gone with that one. I think I should have stopped, and I kept going. That was the mistake. A window into my mind. I was like, Cat Fancy. Fuck me.
Cheating
You're like looking around.
motherfucker.
What magazines do I have? Oh, Cat Fancy.
Cat Fancy.
I don't know why the funniest part to me is that cheating motherfucker is a monthly and not a weekly. Like it feels like they'd be turning out.
I think the reason I didn't pick it is because I couldn't decide if I wanted it to be a weekly or a monthly, and I was like, "What's funnier?" Don't know. Cat Fancy. It was a last minute call. It was real. Who wants the hot dog? Ah!
All right, we got 5 seconds. 4 seconds. It's a close one. This one. This one's a close one. 3 seconds. 2 for Butch. 1 for Dave.
Or is that someone took your name?
All right, there you go. 53.8% to Dave. Well done, Dave.
Everybody wants a hot dog. Yay!
All right, and this is our final head-to-head round. So this is Clay versus Natasha. All right, so Clay, tell me about this cult leader.
Cult leader was found mummified and wrapped in Christmas lights in a Colorado home, which is strange because it was Christmas and Jesus was a zombie, not a mummy. Does that make you feel frisky?
All right. Next up, we got Natasha talking about farming, a topic I know she loves.
I do. I'm a agriculture whore. This Belgian farmer accidentally moved the French border by moving a stone in his field. The weird part is a Belgian waffle moved some French toast and moved a stoner to tears. Guys, listen, this is literally my second rodeo.
All right, chat. Now you get to vote. Last matchup of round 2. 1 for Clay and his cult leader was found mummified in Christmas lights, or 2 for Natasha and her Belgian farmer accidentally moving the French border. 1 for Clay, 2 for Natasha. Get your votes in last round.
Me and my
I did
Belgian
a bad
farmer.
job of hiding how much I love Natasha's answer.
I enjoyed that. He was a zombie, not a mummy. All right. Awkward conversation.
Yeah.
Big swing for Clay. Look at that.
Strangers vote on us.
No threat of a tie here. None at all.
By the way, I just dropped the merch link in the chat. Nobody asked, but you can go to teespring.com/stores/blabbermouth. Get a sweatshirt. Get a hoodie. Get a terrifying mask.
Of a tie.
Yeah. Get shirts with our face on it.
Yeah.
I'm still winning.
Yay!
1-0.
Baby.
Have you
Reds
checked?
bomb.
I'm sure somebody bought one with my face on it.
No, it's just me so far. Only
You
one.
didn't look today. You were
No,
busy.
I look almost every hour. It's still just me.
It's,
I'm enjoying Blabbermouth.
all right, so this is currently even. So I would suggest that you vote for one person and not the other. That would be excellent. We got 5 seconds.
This Saturday, you can catch Red Scott on SMILF, Straight Men I'd Like to Friend, a show where I sexually harass straight men I want to sleep with, like Red Scott. Don't worry, Phil, I'll get you booked.
I gotta get a haircut before then. This is looking shaggy. All right, 5 seconds, 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 for Natasha, 1 for Clay, and
Oh, I got
weird.
points and compliments all in one. Thank you, DNA. Hell yeah.
what's up, Vote DNA? Thanks for joining. All right,
wish it was-
56.3%.
Voted? Nah.
Voted nah. What's up, voted nah? Thanks. Excuse me for mispronouncing your name.
Nah.
All right, so that brings us to the end of round 2, which means we need to know where we stand. Where do we stand, Phil?
Yeah, so I mean, obviously math's not my thing, but I think I've got this figured out because Butch didn't have any other points, so that was easy. He's still at a half, and
Loser.
then not a loser, it's just a not a winner. And then Natasha and Dave have 2.5 points each, kind of strong showing by Dave in his first appearance, and Clay taking the lead here
And a
with 3
bad
points.
showing by Natasha in her second rodeo. Is that what you're saying?
I mean, I don't want to say it, but
It is only
yeah, so-
your second rodeo.
And then Clay's leading the whole game so far with 3 points going into the next round.
Nice.
Speaking of which, we only have one round left. We're going to give all of the comics one prompt. They're each going to respond to it with their best joke answer, which they will have 2 minutes to write. And it is a round that we like to call
The 3/4 point round.
It's called the final round. It's called the final round. Every single show, we stick with that one. Final round
If you want to keep doing that.
is what we're going for. So all the comics are gonna have 2 minutes to write it, and it's 3 points to the winner.
Mhm.
So
3 whole points.
we'll see what's gonna happen. And the final round prompt is write your apology for the crash landing of the Chinese rocket debris.
What?
There was a Chinese rocket, didn't go anywhere today. With nobody on it. So write your apology for the crash landing of the Chinese rocket debris.
Yeah, the rocket launched and there's some big space piece that's supposed to crash to Earth, but they don't know where it's going to crash to Earth. So we're looking for you to write where it landed and then your apology as to what type of damage it did.
Okay.
All right. So you have until this song is over.
It's always good when we have to explain it. That's usually a good sign.
That's
that we
usually a
get-
good sign that we nailed the prompt.
Yeah, that's a good
usually
sign.
when we need to go into it very deeply.
Should probably prep for this show sometimes.
All right, so we are back doing Blabbermouth every Monday, every Wednesday. We're still trying to figure out what to do with the poker night. Seems like with the pandemic opening up that the Friday night prime time is being taken up by some other things. But we appreciate you guys coming out. You know what? I'm going to do it in reverse this week. Please tell somebody about the show. We're going to be here Monday. We're going to be here Wednesday. Watch it with them remotely. You know what? Share a username with somebody and watch the game. It's very romantic. If you want to do a little more, tell you what, and you have an Amazon subscription, you can go ahead and give us that Amazon Prime sub. Doesn't cost you anything, helps us support the show. If you want to do more, you can subscribe yourself. We would definitely appreciate that. Also, you can check out the merch at !merch, which I just typed, which actually gives you the real URL. Go look at the store. If there's something you like, pick it out. If you hate all of it, buy it for an enemy. We'd appreciate all of that.
Yeah, for sure. And if you don't want to do that, there's also a donation button down below. If you want to just donate some money that way, I think it's PayPal. You can do that, and that helps out as well. But really, just you can just share that you're watching the show and that you like the show, social media, Instagram, whatever you can do. That would be the best way if you enjoy it. If you don't, then don't do that. That's usually how it works. Did you say the romantic evening watching Blabbermouth? Is that what you're saying your parents are having a romantic evening, Red? Is that what you're saying?
I don't want to comment on that.
Okay.
They're doing what they're doing under that shared username.
All right. You said it.
All right. Now we're done. There's no more time for the comics to write, which now we're going to get each comic's apology for the crash landing of the Chinese rocket debris, starting with the comic with the least amount of points, going to the comic with the most amount of points. Phil, who do we start with?
Yeah, let me just check the tally. Yep, still Butch. So Butch, you have the least amount of points. So why don't you tell me your apology for the crash landing of the Chinese rocket debris?
First of all, I would like to apologize for the children on the border that my rocket debris has fallen on, and I want to thank the people of China for giving me the rocket debris and the $1 million to take the rocket debris. And I also want to thank the people of North Korea for allowing me to live with them from now on. And and Blabbermouth for putting me on their wonderful fucking show and giving me these fucking shitty ass jokes to work with.
All right.
That's it. That's all I got for you guys.
Do you have a tagline?
Oh, yeah, dude. Watch my fucking ass clap already. Jesus, fuck.
All right, so we'll just go left to right then with Natasha. Natasha, can you, since you're tied with Dave, Natasha, can you let me know what's your apology for the crash landing of the rocket debris?
Dear Phil, I know you were celebrating your 169th birthday by choking yourself while masturbating. Sorry to ruin the fun and crash your strangulation celebration.
All right, I'll take it.
Did I do it right? I don't know.
Yeah, I accept your apology.
Started out with laughs and then it ended.
I think everyone just started imagining my birthday party. So
well, I was just waiting for the little catchphrase.
Oh, well, you know what, guys? This is literally only my second rodeo, so.
All right, so move over to Dave. Wonder Dave, can you let me know what's your apology for the crash landing of the Chinese rocket debris?
Okay, there is no international rule or law, nothing specific. I understand the practice for countries around the world has been, for bigger rockets, let's not leave our trash in orbit this way. But space is intrinsically global, right? Like it belongs to all of us. And is Central Florida really that big of a loss? I say not. We're sorry, but for what? Who wants the hot dog?
I never expected.
All right, so now we'll move to our leader of the game, Clay Newman. Clay, what's your apology for the crash landing of this Chinese rocket debris that everyone knows about and so willing to give information on?
I actually saw the press conference, and the Chinese representative of aeronautics said that it is a tragedy what is happening with this Chinese rocket debris, and it is no way on purpose. The fact that it is only targeted protesters in Hong Kong. No way. I know that makes you frisky.
I love Red's face through my joke and his joke. It was all worth it.
All right, so chat, now you guys are going to decide the winner of this game from left to right, not as they performed it, actually the same way. So 1 for Butch, 2 for Natasha, 3 for Wonder Dave, or 4 for Clay. Get your votes in now. help determine the winner of this game.
Hey, Big Guy Ruiz, you voted for Butch, just a heads up. Something might be wrong with your keyboard.
Oh, Clay's jumping out to the big lead there.
Oh, thank you, Domino Arma. I appreciate your confidence. Also, E. Crease, thank you. You get a hot dog.
What's on those hot dogs? That's what I want to know.
What are the toppings for your ideal hot dog, Wonder Dave?
Ketchup. I'm very boring. And I like to ketchup, spicy brown mustard. That's what I want on a hot dog.
You said diet ketchup?
Diet ketchup. I don't want that full fat ketchup. Get it out of here.
Thanks.
Only Splenda-based ketchup, please, for this boy.
Thanks for the sub from Butch so that his vote would count for triple.
All proceeds go to the children at the border.
Gonna be a close one. We'll
Yeah.
see.
All winnings, I mean, from this game.
Here, try and vote one more time, Butch. There we go.
Oh, did it go? Oh,
All right, we're tied.
try voting one more time, but see if it works again.
Yeah, why not?
See if it.
There you go. All right. And the timer's up. Oh, what's up, Joseph SF? Thanks for joining. Give us a follow if you haven't already. I should have said that earlier. Follow us if you haven't already, by the way. People in the chat. Coming down to it with 37.5. Phil's favorite number. Percent of the vote. Clay knocks it out with his apology. I haven't seen the math. I have a pretty good idea, but first we need to get those final standings. So I know you've got all that math done. So where do we stand, Phil?
Yeah, so where we stand, it's it's one of those days where we have a new player, we have some experienced players. You never know how it's going to turn out, and in this case, kind of how we thought it was going to be. Butch is in last, but then Clay.
Why did you think that was going to be that way?
I don't know, no reason.
Because they've
Why
seen
would you say that?
I'm just saying we've seen it once before, so I just thought maybe it could happen again, but you never know. So, but it turned out our Blabbermouth of the night with 6 points, just dominating the field, is Clay Newman.
Clay!
Yes. Well, it felt good to do this because I'm about to switch. I'm just going to transfer right into a plug. I'm going to switch over to drawing a blank after this, where I will not do well. If you want to watch another show, I know I often watch a good show like Blabbermouth and think, boy, I would like to watch a worse version of that. Well, you got the opportunity every Wednesday because drawing a blank is where comedians play Pictionary. It's a lot of fun. We're very bad at it. And I thought Butch did great.
Where could they find the show, Clay Newman?
Thank you, Clay. Thank you.
We stream through Stab Comedy Theater, which I believe is Stab Comedy Theater on Twitch and Stab Comedy on Facebook. If that doesn't work, it was reverse and I got it wrong.
Yeah, I couldn't get it to autocomplete.
We'll be rating them after the show, so you guys can hang around and watch the
Oh,
show.
yeah.
And
So if you hang around, you'll end up there and see Clay again in the exact same room. All right. Wonder Dave, where can people find you?
I'm at Team TEAM Wonder Dave on Twitter and Instagram and all such things. You can check out this Saturday. I'm doing a show with Red Scott called SMILF, Straight Men I'd Like to Friend Comedy. And then on May 15th, I'm doing a show called Mental Health Comedy Hour with Margaret Cho and Guy Branum. Those are all on Zoom, my friends. You can just join us from wherever you are.
Are they going to be hot dogs?
Who wants a hot dog?
Natasha, where can people find you?
You can find me on the internet. I'm here all the time and just doing my thing on Twitter. You guys saw my tweets earlier.
Those are good.
Those were the three only ones I did this whole year. So you can just follow me at Natasha Muse for more of that kind of content. I also run a weekly comedy show, ostensibly. We should be up and running
starting next week. It's going to be a weekly comedy show.
Thursday. It's a lot like this, except instead of Phil, it's me, and it's not a game show. It's just comedy, and it's not like this weird format or this fun graphics or anything like that. But aside from that, it's like basic, and it's not on Twitch. It's just on Zoom. But
Right.
aside from that, it's like, is this the same show?
It's the same internet.
Same internet, exactly.
Nightlifeonmars.com if you want to check that out.
How'd you know?
Just guessed. Butch Escobar, where can
Yo!
people find you?
Tomorrow night, if you're in the Bay Area, East Bay to be exact, I'll be at the Alameda
Oh, nice.
Alameda Comedy Club. The East Bay's very new comedy club. And then on the 15th, catch me at my very own show that I run at the Wheelhouse in Willow Glen, right next to the Round Table Pizza, 8 p.m. Second and fourth Saturday of every month, 8 p.m.
All right, go and see Butch's ass cheeks clap in person.
That's how he opens the show.
That's how I'll come check out my ass cheeks clapping, whatever my catchphrase was.
All right, that is everybody. Are we gonna raid Stab?
Yeah, we'll raid Stab.
Exciting. We're gonna go ahead and head over there. While we're waiting for that to happen, one more time, thank you to Blabbermouth Champion of the Week, Clay Newman. Thank you to Wonder Dave. Thank you to Natasha Muse. Thank you to Butch Escobar. I have been Red Scott.
I'm Phil Griffiths, and don't forget, we do this every Monday and Wednesday, and we're trying to figure out poker, so tune in for that. Just follow the channel. Click some follow buttons. That's what we need right now.
Yeah, check out the Discord too. You can give us info there. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. You're the best.
Thank you guys.
See you later.
Choice. That was bad. Bye.